Who's here with me? Say hi. Say hi once you come in. Hi, everybody. Oh, I see Michael. Hi, Michael, Donna. My spiritual entrepreneurs. I'm so excited about this talk. You guys are some of my fave peoples on the planet because you got big dreams and you're up to some weird stuff. And I know what kind of courage it takes to even think about doing it. Um, Hi, Eunice. Good to see you. Donna, Mary Jo. If you have a business already, let me know in the comments. Say, have one. And if you would love to have a spiritual business, go ahead and put in the chat room, want one. I'd love to see what kind of mix of crowd. So today we're going to be talking about 5 power moves that every freaking spiritual entrepreneur needs to know. Okay, so stick around to make sure you get through all of that action. Um, and uh and then I'm going to just be dropping down some wisdom. You want one? I see some have ones, some want ones. Sweet. Yes, want one. I want you. Oh, so whether you're brand new or you already have a spiritual business, but you want to kind of next level it, all of these things still apply. All of the 5 power moves still apply. Um, and sometimes when we start a business, it goes and then it kind of plateaus a little bit. And if you find yourself struggling to next level your business, I'll look at these 5 things and feel into which ones of those you're kind of deficient in and work towards improving those. Dream in new ways to do the things that I'm about to talk about. Oh, I see a lot of want ones, a lot of dreamers. So what does it take to turn these dreams into reality? Okay. S- You're launching soon, Leilani. Great. Good, good, good. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am Corinne Grillo. I am a licensed psychotherapist that transitioned from traditional psychotherapy into becoming a freaking spiritual entrepreneur. Okay. And my career started by talking about angels because I had this massive miracle happen. Maybe a lot of you had a spiritual awakening and you realize your life is out of alignment with the work that you're doing. How many of you are still kind of doing the grinding, the job? Let me know. Say, I am still grinding. Okay. So, these urges that you have to create a spiritual business or to make a spiritual business either sustainable, like a 6-figure business, or you want to scale your business into the millions of dollars, multi 6 figures, whatever floats your boat, it's all possible. And I just want to be really clear that anybody with a real passion and a whole lot of chutzpah can make it happen, especially if you have some gifts, or let's say you have this amazing product that's a little off the beaten path. There is a global market out there for just about anything under the sun, not just spiritual entrepreneurship, but any kind of entrepreneurship. People are more and more open to hearing from you and wanting to see new things hit the market. So if you are thinking about doing something that you've never even seen before, do it. Okay. So I transitioned into the spiritual work maybe about, oh gosh, I can't even put a timetable on it. Probably at least 10 years ago. And at the time it felt like a pie in the sky, like this could never be possible. And because I already had a pretty decent career, right? Licensed psychotherapist. I busted ass to make that happen. And I was grinding, working really hard at the time, had 2 kids, still have 2 kids. Um, so it seemed like, how could I ever make an income, uh, doing spiritual work? At the time, I didn't know anybody that was actually making a living. I mean, I saw a few people here and there, but I didn't know anybody who had my background or even who looked like me. I'm a brown skinned woman doing spiritual work publicly. So there was a lot of things against me, including my own judgment of spiritual things. and what people would think about me. What people would think about me if I transitioned from being such a esteemed psychotherapist to, someone who talks about angels and inspires people with those spiritual things. Really, no one saw it coming for me. Well, I especially didn't see it coming, and it turns out the more and more I came out of the spiritual closet as an entrepreneur, a lot of people are like, yeah, no doy, so some people see us before we see ourselves. Um, but there's a lot of gatekeepers along the way mentally, and the projection that we have about what other people are going to think about us, and a lot of other roadblocks along the way. So I'm glad that you guys are here today. And I want you to really think about anything that I say that really moves you or makes you go, oh, shoot, that's me. I really need to get better at that one thing or start doing that one thing, or whatever it is. I don't want this to just be a talk. I want you to take what I say and start taking it into action, putting it into action. Um, so so let's go ahead and get started. And Tommy is saying, doing what I love, spiritual work is playing and fun. Yes, exactly. Um, it's your cup of tea. So, yes, yes, yes. It is fun. Okay. I never expected or imagined, and I didn't grow up seeing anybody doing work that they absolutely loved that felt like play and felt almost like I should not be getting paid for this. It's too fun. It doesn't feel like this heavy thing. Hi, Jill. Good to see you. Hi, Danya. So, so I'm going to start with power move number one. There are power moves. Okay. So when you think about, I'm going to be a spiritual entrepreneur, the last thing on your mind is a word like power move, right? But that is a mindset to start getting into. Okay. Because I think a lot of people who enter the spiritual fields, they go into it like with this fluffy, floaty, I want to serve kind of thing. And that fluffy, floaty, I want to serve is going to get your business to a certain point, but it may not be the force that you need and the down on the ground power that you need to make it happen, and the courage that it takes to really break through some of the prisons in our minds that limit us from really fully bringing this picture into reality in a bigger way. So yes, these businesses can be absolutely sustainable, beyond sustainable. Okay. So the business, I had a psychotherapy practice, and I thought that that was like the creme de la creme. For me, I had arrived financially and also in my work. I couldn't even imagine being as fulfilled and having as fun and witnessing as many miracles as I have for folks. Couldn't even have imagined it as a therapist. Another thing I couldn't have imagined was that starting out and listening to this urge to create this business and to take it more seriously, I never would have imagined that it is actually bringing me income to sustain myself and sustain my family. And it is literally, I would say, 10 times more than I used to make. Okay. 10 times more. So never saw that coming. And I am from the hood. I grew up in the hood. I didn't have a wealth mindset. And if you read my book, Angel Wealth Magic, I did not come from that. I just want to be clear. I did not have mega resources or anything like that. Everything that I did was with me, my spirit team, and some of these things that I'm going to share with you. So, power move number one. Okay. Some of you are not moving forward because you're still waiting for permission for someone, from someone. You're still waiting for that final moment of clarity that you know for sure it's going to work out and it's going to be successful. You're waiting maybe for your partner to say, "Sure, you can invest in this thing," or "Sure, why not change your psychotherapy career to work with angels?" I mean, it's insane. Okay, it can be insane. Well, especially my path. What I did was just crazy. Okay, so because by all accounts, most people would see that as a step down. No one else believed in my dream. Okay. You know why? Because it wasn't their dream. So waiting for approval or the green light from someone else who will never understand the mystery of who you are or the mystery of your special journey here, your secret soul juice. And our soul juice is unique. No one's here for, it's just very unique. So if you are waiting for approval, for someone to validate that you're right, don't wait for anybody else, especially in your immediate circle, to understand. Okay. I had to advocate hardcore for this career change. And eventually it was the pressure was building so much that I just had to do it. And, my husband, you know, had to go through his steps to come to grips with the fact that this shit was going to happen, that I'm going to try it and it probably will fail. But if I don't do it, it's going to suck for me. Then I would go, what if, what if, what if? So you don't need anybody else's validation. My dad thought I was insane. And so did I. That's the thing. I was like, yeah, I know everybody. I know it's weird. I'm just gonna do it anyways, just in case, you know? Um, and so yeah, all the people who were kind of like, what the hell, are none of them are talking, they're not saying shit to me anymore. As a matter of fact, I coach most of these people. I've coached most of these people in stepping into a life that feels a lot more fulfilling in one way or the other, because they see what's happening for me and what's happened for me and see the major transition and all of that. So please, who are you waiting for? And don't wait for your spirit team either. Okay. You don't have to wait for the perfect oracle spread to go green light. If you have it in your heart and you're dreaming of it, it's your life. Spirit team helps you fulfill your joy. They're not necessarily there to tell you exactly what it is. They can give you some guidance, open up a few doors, but we still have to walk through the doors with our own two legs fiercely, feeling naked, because it really does feel naked. Like, oh gosh, I'm gonna like say this, that I do this thing, and it's a terrible feeling in the beginning, exciting, but also horrifying. At least for me. Maybe you guys didn't have the same feeling, but I sure did. So power move number two. Power move number two, invest. Invest in your business, um, and invest in it in more ways than you think you should, more ways that feels right for you, more ways that feels like practical or smart. So, and what I mean by that, and they're the three main investments I like to talk about when I talk to my um, clients that are doing business coaching with me, spiritual business. We look at these three areas. Look at your time. You need to invest more time in your business, more effort in your business, and more cash for sure. Okay. Yes, you can do a business with a low impact on your cash, but if you're trying to grow it and make it sustainable, you're going to have to invest in something. Okay. And I'll get to some of those things in a little bit. So, what are your trigger areas? Where do you catch yourself saying, I need more, whatever? I need more money. I need more time. I need more energy. Those are the things that will stop your business from next leveling. And that's true for if you already have a spiritual business and you find yourself maxed out, it's either you need more time, more energy, or you need to invest more in your business. It's one of those three things. Usually there's like, you got to, hammer it out. Well, what do I need to get my business to the next level? So if you don't have more time, what do? You create more. You create more time. There's many different ways to do that. And I coach people all the time in learning how to reduce their time, reduce their schedule. For me, when I transitioned from being a psychotherapist, I reduced my hours and it sucked because I was afraid uh, we wouldn't be able to eat, kind of thing. I mean, because we go into the more catastrophic mindset when we're making power moves, period. Oh shit, if this doesn't work, I just like knocked off a whole bunch of my income. So I reduced my hours, I think, by 2 days, 2.5 days. And I also did a few other mini shifts during the week to commit to my time towards my future business. So investing in that, okay? Being willing to wake up earlier, joy, okay? You might wake up at 7, the kids, da, 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 or 6. The kids, sometimes I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, or I did. Even back then, I would wake my ass up and get ready. So there is a sacrifice of time, energy, cash if you want to build a business. And I have to say this, especially to spiritual entrepreneurs, because they're literally the only ones who don't want to do any of those things for their business. They don't want to take it seriously. They're like, I'm going to pray. And then, the creator's just going to give me this business because I have a special gift. That's totally not how it works. It works like that. Sometimes you get like a peak of, oh, these clients coming to you. But if you do not step your own energy level up, it will disappear. And then if you want to improve the capacity, you have to go back to the drawing table and see what else you need to do. So, where of those three do you need to look at? Power move number 3, hire help. This is where the financial investment is, and also where our pride and our need to control every single detail of our life gets in the way. If you're someone who's like, I need to do it by myself, because you feel ashamed or uh, like it's too hard to ask for support, or you're a control freak and nothing gets done properly unless you do it yourself, you're not going to make it. You will not make it to create a sustainable spiritual business. If you want to get to the 6-figure mark, you could probably do some of that alone. It will take you 3 times longer. So something that you can get done in like 3 months could take you 2 years. Okay. So, and this is where the investment comes in, and you have to spend more than you think you can afford at the time. Because when you hire someone to help you in 2 areas, especially, for women, I'm going to add an extra one. One area is behind the business. If you have this dream, let's say you want to create a class, a 6-week class, and you want to create an online class, but you don't know shit about technology or anything about social media or creating social media graphics. Okay, perfect example. People will spend hours trying to figure out that stuff, days, weeks, trying to do all of that thing when what they could be doing is focusing on their content, teaching classes, developing curriculum, and just blah, 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 talking to people about your work, about what you do. While someone else who's really designed for the tech side could be doing that for you. But, ooh, I haven't made any money yet. You want to know why? That's why. Because you haven't invested to get the job done quickly and swiftly so you can focus in your area of genius, your zone of genius. Some people are really great at doing it all, but if you really look at those parts that you're like, I don't know how to do this, and no matter what I do, it just takes me forever. That's a red flag that it's time to hire someone or ask someone who really knows. You might have friends. Um, so, so remember that. Okay. Uh, Hiring in. Now, for the ladies, because right now we live in a world where women, especially women entrepreneurs, are still doing a brunt of the work at home. So, because we haven't quite equalized, the old ways of doing things, and everybody's still trying to figure out who they are and what the gender roles, quote unquote, are. But, we're still living through relics of the past. So, if you find yourself, you know, and men too. I mean, men are doing we're all doing, okay, a lot. So, hiring someone in the house, for the house, even if it's just a someone to do grocery shopping for you, or to do laundry for you, or to come and do those tasks that you're like, yeah, I have no time because if I go to a full my job and then I find time to uh to work on my future business, then that leaves me no time for the cooking, the cleaning, the caretaking. So if you have kids, what do you want to spend time doing with them? You want to just be like, doing all the cleaning all the time? That's not quality time for the babies. So you can hire out or task out to other people in your household some of these duties to have more time with those things that are most important to you. Your dream, your babies, your hobbies, like personal fulfillment is so important. Personal fulfillment is so important. So no one does it all alone, by the way. And if they do, they're insane on the inside. They're going crazy. They're full of pressure, anxious. So I just want to give you permission to do that. There's a variety of different ways that you can dream up ways to hire someone for less dollars, but smart and strategic hires to get you to your next level. Again, that includes if you already have a business and you're like zip zip zip, you need to hire help inside your house. Or for your business. So and it can happen in stages, I've done a lot of different hires and had to eventually fill in new blanks so that it freed up my time to do more of the things that I wanted to create for my business. So just to go through a list of some of the things real quick, I forgot to do this, that I've done and that I've done successfully, okay, highly profitably, are things like starting a one-on-one practice down on the ground that was mostly angel work and energy work. Okay. I taught workshops, classes down on the ground. Then I took it to the next level. I went online, started going internationally, teaching online classes, started certifications, 6-month certifications in my neighborhood and also online internationally. I I started a podcast. I have now a second podcast. It's called The Corinne Grillo Show. Check it out. It's a little controversial. Um, or for me, it feels so freaking controversial, but it's fun. And and I've also been booked on podcasts. I'm an author and I've been published twice by a publisher that hosts really predominant spiritual entrepreneurs, really popular ones. So I have done all of that stuff, and also have a really robust member site, monthly member site called the Inner Sanctum. So all of those things, I couldn't do all that shit if I was still trying to like duke it out by myself. One by one, I made new hires. I brought in new help to help me. So think about where you're at. Are you at a place where you need to get more serious about hiring in, even if you feel like you can't afford it? There's never a time where I felt like I could afford the next level and taking myself to a next level. Never a time. Did I mention I hold retreats and I also bought a retreat center? Okay. My own. So I have literally been through the whole gamut, and it takes a village, people. It takes a village. So no matter where you're at, it's all possible. When I was doing this list of things I did, I was like, "What the hell?" Because I never quite, made the list. I'm sure that's not all of it. I've been around the block, been a little business slutty, if you will, that has given me really precious insights and expertise, and it really helps me, coach the people that I coach, and knowing where their little dragons are, and being like, "Oh, I remember that one," and helping them through it. Um, let's see. Okay, sorry, my notes got a little squiggled around here. So let me just see where I'm at. Uh-huh. Okay. Oof, this one's gonna make your blood curdle. You power move number 3. You know how like Hiring help sounds relaxing, like how wonderful it would be if I could just have some help. Ah, this other one's going to have the exact opposite effect. Okay, here it is. You must learn how to love marketing, love sales, and love putting your face out there and being visible, talking about yourself too. Those things are a huge struggle for most of the people that I work with, most of my clients. They're going to hate all three of them and mostly all three of them, you know? Not a lot of people come in like, I love selling the transformation that I offer. I love it. You know what I really love is putting a price on my soul work. It's my favorite thing. I love asking people for money for my soul work. Nobody loves that. Well, some people might, but I surely didn't. And so, where is your stumbling block? It's a skill, period, that you must learn. You have to learn it. I used to judge the shit when I was in undergrad. I was an anthropology major when I was in undergraduate school, and I used to judge all the business folk like shallow little blah blah blahs. Oh, you're in marketing. Okay, whatever. Okay, like rolling my eyes. But whoa, when I started actually doing it and applying it to the transformation that I'm here to offer and seeing the results and the love that it cascades around the planet because I get to put myself out there, then it was like, oh, marketing is like, oh, mwah, delicious. It's delicious because the spirit taught me in the beginning that don't think of marketing like marketing. Think of it like you're sending out beautiful invitations to something beautiful, to something that's going to support and help people. Like change your mind about it first and get used to hating to talk about yourself or even not wanting to be seen. I did not want to be seen. I did not want to put pictures on my website. That was a huge thing, actually having photos taken. I hated it. I was destroyed by having to put myself out there fundamentally because I have always felt foul looking when I was younger. That's just a thing that stuck with me since I was younger. So a lot of us walk in looking at other people going, well, they're doing that because of this and that, and making fucking excuses about why that could never be you. And that is just a lie. It's just a lie. So if that's you, you don't want to put yourself out there because you don't like the way you look, or you think that you're quote unquote shy, but really you're just avoiding being seen. You're just avoiding connection, avoiding putting yourself out there. Spiritual entrepreneurship, especially like I'm talking, if you want to scale into bigger casholas. I never had to take my picture for a thriving one-on-one practice down on the ground too much. These days, you probably do because people are looking at your social media pages more. It's like the new business card is your social media pages, your website. So, a little photo here and there. I think most people are a little more used to that stuff these days. But when I was starting out, hell to the no, was not in my even remotely close to what I wanted to do. Sales, marketing, visibility. Okay, those three things. If you refuse to take it to the next level, your bank account will refuse to nourish you the way that is possible if you're still dreaming about upscale, leveling up. When you start getting into the multi six figures, as a spiritual entrepreneur specifically, multi six figures into the millions, sales, marketing, is pretty much required in one of those ways. And she'll saying, "Stop talking about me." I definitely see you in all of these. Yeah, I mean, you guys, I'm not coming up with this list from the thin air. I didn't use AI to come up with these topics. This is from me being down in the freaking trenches and looking at the things that took me so much longer than they should have had I just owned myself a little bit more and been a little bit more courageous with my cash, with my time, with my visibility. So all of these are skill sets: sales, skill set; marketing, skill set. Learn about them, do them, use them. Don't avoid that. It's your biggest ally in business. Jill. Oh, okay. Part of the visibility thing is learning how to speak confidently about the work that you offer. How and feeling when you say it, if you don't feel more like arrogant when you say it, then you're not saying it properly. As if you're one of those shy people, okay? One of those quote unquote humble people. I'll say it again if I can remember what I said. I forgot what I said. Never mind. So rewind it and listen to what I said again. Okay. Okay. So speaking confidently. Oh, okay. About arrogance. It's going to feel so weird. Okay. Who cares? Let it feel weird. Tell the truth about what you offer. And if you don't have the confidence to state something with confidence, like, this is what I do. Then in the beginning, pretend that you have the confidence, okay? Poker face that shit. This is what I do. Straight faced, okay? Strong, strength, fiercely. Say it, even if you don't believe it in the beginning, even if you feel like, God, I'm atrocious, arrogant, you know, it's going to feel like that if you're building new skill sets. If you're breaking out of your old shell, it's going to feel, all of it's going to feel weird. So pretend that you have the confidence because confidence comes through action. It doesn't come from thinking in your head and finally arriving at the moment where you're finally confident to say stuff out loud. It doesn't come from deliberating or being confused or pretending. It comes from taking action. It comes from doing it. Eventually, you grow into that inner skin that's trying to emerge. That inner confidence comes into its full body when you start stepping out and owning some shit, even if you feel like it's premature. Pretend, okay? And I say that because I've ushered so many people through the threshold, okay? So many people. And so many of them feel exactly like we all do, like, oh, I don't know, I'm not good enough, all that stuff. But all of them, badasses on the inside. On the inside, badasses, so good at what they do. It's just their little ego hasn't quite allowed them to fully realize and embrace it. Okay? So own it, Jen. Fake it. Diane saying, I know. I might be one of the few people you'll hear say that. No need to move through internal blocks or whatever. Just fake it. Just fake it. Show up, fake it. If you want to take what could take you 2 years and you want to make it 6 months, you're going to have to fake some shit along the way. Putting your face in front of others, okay? Doing marketing and sales strategically and strongly, putting your face in front of people way more than like 50% more than feels comfortable for you, like whatever you're doing right now in your business, double that shit. If you do that, it's going to straight up accelerate your income and straight up accelerate the impact that you have in the world, in the people in your communities, those people that you're dreaming of to support with your work. It will accelerate it. Please hear me on that one. All those things you don't want to do them anyways, times 2. Do it smartly. Don't spin your wheels. Do it strategically. Do it smartly. Most of you know exactly what you have to do, but you're not doing it. So remember I said spirit can only take you. They can open up some doors. Yeah, the rest is up to you, my friends. And it's not just up to you, it's up to us. We're here part of this freaking amazing movement happening on the planet where consciousness is growing. People are more and more open to the spiritual work. And the reason why is because we freaking need it right now more than ever. When I first started this work, I was in training. It was like I was in training to be a mover and shaker in the spiritual world and I'm just going to break through. I didn't quite know what I know now, which is post 2020. We have arrived in a different world with a different framework. The world is so much more conscious and ready to hear about this stuff. And so you are part of a movement. It's up to you whether or not you want to participate in it. You can opt out. Spirit sends us invitations, but they can't RSVP for you. Uh, okay, last thing I want to say. Power move number 5. Hire not just people to help you behind your business or in your house, but you must hire mentors and coaches to get yourself to any next level. Remember I said if you're just like kind of sputtering around the same place and over and over again, that's always a sign that you need someone to help you next level it. Okay. Whoever that person is up to you. But remember, I talked about how important it is to invest in your dream, to accept the RSVP as opposed to reject the invitation. No, thank you. I'm busy. I have to work. Right? It's like, okay, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'll figure it out on my own. And then 5 years later, right? So how long have you been dreaming of this dream? But it's just kind of sitting in the background. That shit is not going to get out of the background until you step up and invest in one way or the other. And that we've talked about. But here's how coaches and mentors can help you. They can give you inspiration. They can use a wide variety of skill sets. There's a lot of different kinds of mentors and coaches when it comes to business. So you have to decide, like, what stage am I at right now? Am I just still like in the brainstorming phase? Or do I need someone to help me scale and help me dream up a strategy to scale? Do I need someone to help me like take all of this ideas that I have about teaching a class and help refine it so it sounds seamless and linear as opposed to all of this stew that's happening in my brain? Um, Coaches and mentors can also help you see your demons, those ones that you can't see. They can help you with that. I did not start making money until I did 2 things. I hired my first business coach, and it was way much more than I could afford, like in the thousands of dollars. Okay. I cannot believe I did that, but I'm so glad I did. Um, and I didn't make a damn cent. I wrote about this in Angel Wealth Magic. I didn't make a damn cent until the very last month when I was like, I spent all this money and I didn't do anything. So I finally freaking, you know, um, womaned up and I doubled my annual income within a few days, after finally like sending that first email. Doubled my annual income. And I would not have done it. I was dreaming of this idea for 3 years before I hired my first coach. Do you see what I'm saying? If you want to expedite the process, invest sooner than later. Just make sure you hire the right person, at the right place with where you're at. And every time I get to a new level and I'm like, I do that thing, because I've done it at different scale, different levels, like first 6 figures, fine. And then boom, boom, boom. As I kept growing, I had to keep on going, okay, well, what do I really want to do? And who can help me get there? Who's been there and can help me get through there? And so find people that have done and dropped the mic with shit that you want to do. Again, that person knows there's nothing special about them. Okay. There's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about, Marianne Williamson or whatever. Just have the audacity to take some risks along the way. That's all. And to get over ourselves, move our pride aside and just go for it, So let's see here. Okay. So, and the coaching. So if, again, I gave you 5 things, look at least one that you're like, I need this right now and do it. And so if the mentoring, if the coaching thing is coming up for you, I have a mastermind coming next Saturday. What is that, the 23rd? And it's it's going to be like kind of like a roundtable of us and a live video, face to face. It's not just me, I'm going to have a webinar. I want to hear from folks. I want to see where you're at so I can look you in the eye and do a little whoopsh, whoopsh, and inspiration, right? Because coaches and mentors will light a fire for you, right? Will hold you accountable. I really needed that shit in my first 6 months. So I'm just doing it's a 3-hour event. It's not a long-term commitment, but it could help give you some of the tools, some of the things that you need. I'm going to be doing and so it's next Saturday. It's a 3-hour event. Um and there's going to be, portions of hot seat coaching. So if you have a business or a business idea, I'm going to do some laser coaching for folks to help, like, bounce you in. The website right now is karengrillo.com/business, karengrillo.com/business. And so, hot seat coaching. So for those of you who don't just want to listen in, but you want some real kind of advice, it's really hard to find people who actually have done this shit. And you can actually talk to them for a reasonable price. I charge $500 for a business session with me. Okay. So, um, so, uh, I'm going to also be talking about more specifically how I turned my psychotherapy business into this business I have now. So for anybody who has questions about, like, how did you transition? Like, what did you do? I want to do a member site. I want to have retreats. I want to have workshops. I want to do online stuff. I know all of that stuff. And also, I'm going to be talking about the business demons in more detail, what often stops us. This was like a little taste of those things. Um, and practical strategies to create your business. Okay. So, down on the ground, practical strategies to help you scale. So, if you have questions about those things, bring them in. I'll be talking about it, and you'll be learning so much from just hearing what I say to other folks and other information that I bring in. I'm also going to be giving marketing tips itself. So, um, and how to get yourself out there in a way that feels more aligned with you, so you don't feel like a cheesy ass car salesman. So go to karengrillo.com/business if you're interested. If you can't join me live, that's okay. You can still submit your questions, and you will still, because I'll read them and I'll answer them on, during live, even if you're not there. And um and then you'll get the recording, and you can learn about all the other stuff that we talked about that day as well. So if you sign up, you save $100 right now. It's starting next Saturday. And also, I'm offering a little bundle, a little what do we got? Abundant, a little what am I calling it? An abundance match, an abundance bundle. So you're going to get 3 different types of meditations where I talk about and help you remove some of the abundance blocks, your success blocks, and an in-depth archangel money clearing as well, just to pump you in there. So that bonus expires on Sunday night. So if you want to either start the business, start taking it more seriously, and you want some real practical advice about that stuff, I'm super down on the ground. I'm hunkered down on the ground. I channel. Yes, I get my best bit inspiration and strategies from spirit, but I'm really good at laser targeting what someone needs and also helping you refine your concept pretty lightning fast. So I work all my skills in there, my intuition. Okay, I check in with someone at the soul level. And then also, I just have a lot of business experience, doing this stuff. So please join me if you are um, if you so desire, and also come and hang out and spend time with other people who have similar dreams. We need to support each other and meet other people so that we know we're not the only ones, and you're not. I mean, spirit is really inspiring so many of us to take this work seriously because people need it now more than ever. So join me at that. It's for spiritual entrepreneurs. And again, face to face, karengrillo.com/business. business. So wonderful to see you guys. I love seeing all your beautiful faces. And mm, mm, mm. Oh my gosh, Diane, that's so cool. Okay. We'll see you soon. Hopefully I'll see you next Saturday, the 23rd. Okay. Adios.